Chaos Ore is here. Let's check it out. What's up guys, Fenyks-Gaming here. Plarium decided to give us a gift today of a Chaos Ore in our inbox. Now, me being the idiot that I was, I went ahead and tried it out because I wanted to see how it worked, and I forgot to hit record. But let's talk about it. So this is actually what happens after you pick the item and you hit rework and you select the ore. It does give you a notice that you lose all glyphs that you've used on it. So, I mean, obviously the substats are being re-rolled, so the glyphs won't apply. But this actually ended up working out well. So I selected items, and let me show you the filters that I used. I selected 6-star legendary with flat substats, basically this combination of flat substats. And then what popped out was that stun set piece. Here, let's just find it right now. It had speed, flat attack, flat defense, and I forget something else pretty not so good. It's because I was clicking the 3 arrows down. Okay, that was an issue. And this is what came out. So the speed, defense percent, flat defense again, and crit damage. Objectively, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a better piece. Now, of course, that's not always going to be the case. I purposely selected a helmet because I didn't want to re-roll with so much RNG and risk getting a worse primary stat, because then that would render the piece even less useful, or maybe more useless. But yeah, that came out pretty well, not gonna lie. And for the sake of the video, I think we're gonna do it again with an epic piece because I forgot to record like an idiot. Let's see here, rank and rarity. Let's select 6-star epic. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing. Flat attack, flat defense, flat HP. Let's see if we can get, oh my goodness, yeah, we got a lot of these things that have all three. Oh wait, no, those are primary stats. Whoops. Substats, flat attack, flat defense, flat HP. Nothing. Okay. That's already rolled all the way. Oh god, those are horrible substat rolls. Let's look for a piece that, ooh, okay. Now see, I like the speed on there, but I do not like the flat attack, flat defense. Swift parry are expensive to make because you need those core hammers. So this is one definitely worth re-rolling. Let's rework it. Okay, 50k is the cost for this. It's 100,000 for the legendary. Not cheap, not expensive, but you know, it's Plarium. Everything costs money. Let's go ahead and yeet this into oblivion. And see what comes out. Flat attack again, HP percent, flat defense. It came out objectively worse this time. So this is probably a trash piece, like, because we lost the speed. But that's okay. We'll deal with that a little later on. Another thing I want to address is the new artifact filtering system, which makes selling and cleaning out your hoard of items a lot easier, as well as gearing, right? So let's do a quick filter and see what we can sell, right? Let's just do all 5 stars, and we'll do substats, defense, attack, HP. No, nothing like that. I mean, so like, yeah, that's not something I really want to do. I want to get rid of those. Let's scroll down and let's look for something that like we just obviously don't need. It makes it a lot easier though to find your lower tier gear. Now, I have issues selling the divine sets because of the double up of stat bonuses. So we might not look at those. Swift parry also issues selling those. I have no issue selling resilience though. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of these. And here's why. Some people might call me crazy, like, you're an idiot for getting rid of those. Whatever. Where my account is at right now, I really need to start splitting hairs with how I gear my champions, because that's what's stopping me from reaching the next threshold. So I'm not going to be shy about getting rid of some 5-star gear, especially things like perception, right? Well, this one in particular, because I can make a bunch. Like, I can make several hundred of these with, you know, the bonuses to increase the chance for higher gear. We're just gonna get rid of all this perception. Actually, no, that one you can stay. Crit rate, crit damage, speed. Yeah, you can stay, even though you're 5-star. So bloodthirst, boom, get out of here. Right, lifesteal's cool and all, but it's really not super useful. Guardian, are any of these speed boots? No, we're gonna get rid of you. All of it. And guys, this is a big task of mine today because literally yesterday I hit like item cap, and you know, it's always good to clean out your coffers every now and again. So I'll visit this again, but I mean, like, it makes it super easy to do this now. Stone skin and protection, obviously I'm hanging on to because it's so new. Fortitude, I don't know. I might hang on to those because I might be interested in doing some resistance builds coming up for Hydra, and as well as, you know, Arena for like a go second team. But we're gonna go ahead and eat those out, sell all 60 of those, and I did a little bit of this morning, but now I'm down to 1134. And you'd be surprised how much silver you can make by cleaning out your coffers. Like, it's important to do this periodically. Let's see here. Okay, guys, in other raid news, they have a 10x coming up this Friday, tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull up the list of champions right now. Wrote them all down, and I'm gonna go through them. Okay, let's dive right into it. No more wasted time. The first one that we are looking at, and guys, before we go into this, the theme for the 10x this week is poisoners, toxic, whatever you want to call it. First one up for grabs is Chogger, the champion that pairs with that has a team bonus with Ramontu, so definitely relevant to, you know, everybody in the game. No, just kidding. It'll probably be a year before I get Ramontu. Let's be honest. But super cool looking champ, right? I don't know too much about him. Base speed of 100. Okay. He is attack based, so you can't expect much out of the HP and defense. His base attack is pretty high. That's cool. Hopefully he has good multipliers. A1, 50% chance of placing sleep debuff for 1 turn on 1 enemy. Pretty cool. A2, 3-turn cooldown when booked, attacks all enemy 2 times. First hit has a 75% chance, 100% when booked, of placing a 5% poison debuff for 4 turns. That is a long poison. The second hit has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 3 turns. Again, that is 100% when booked, all based on attack. His A3 attacks 1 enemy, then attacks one time at random. If the target is under a poison debuff, will ignore shield, block damage, and unkillable buffs. Grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. Also resets the cooldown of Venom Storm, which is his A2, if this attack kills 2 enemies. That's a pretty cool kit. I mean, it requires some setup, or some planning, but I like it. Instantly attacks enemies with a default skill whenever they receive damage from poison debuffs. Now that's cool. Oh, placed by this champion alone. When hitting enemies under poison debuffs, heals this champion by 10% of the damage inflicted. That's super cool. Not as cool as I originally thought it was. The poison debuffs have to be placed by him, but still a cool ability nonetheless. Moving on, we have one that I have already. Big fan of, but I already have him. Pulled him during a 2x non-focused summoning event for a fusion. I believe it was for the Vlad fusion, but we have Calvalax, right? Super cool champ, player created / designed, modified a little bit by Plarium. One of the best looking champs in the game, in my opinion. I really do like the overall design. I did like the player's original art a little better, not gonna lie. But still, cool looking champ. I'm happy to have him on the team. What makes him insane is his passive. When he starts a round, he automatically puts up 4 poisons across the board on every enemy on the opposing team, provided he has the accuracy to place them. And then every time he takes a turn, he has a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. And that's really cool. To further make it, to make his passive even better, every time a poison debuff was placed on him, it instantly removes it and places it with the 15% continuous heal. I bring this guy into that Doom Tower Spider. I forgot, Nether Spider, is that what it's called? All the time, and he doesn't go down. Now there is a 1-turn cooldown on it. Not all the poisons get turned into continuous heals, but whatever. It's A1. It's a 40% chance of increase the duration of all poison debuffs on the target unbooked, so it can go up to 55% chance to do that. He also heals himself by 2.5% of his max HP anytime for every poison that is on the enemy, right? So 4 poisons on the enemy, you got 10% health healed when just attacking with your A1. A2 attacks one enemy, places an extra hit for every poison debuff on the enemy, up to 3 extra hits. Cool attack. I use this guy in arena a lot. He does damage, at least with his A2, not his A3. His A3, or do I have that backwards? I forget. He's not a particularly heavy hitter. I bring him for the poisons. Anyways, attacks all enemies. Damage increases according to the number of poison debuffs on each target. Damage is based on his attack and enemy max HP. That's cool. Right, those are good multipliers. It's not insanely high damage that he does here, though. I may just have mine built poorly. Whatever. Still one of my favorite champions in the game. He was one of my most sought after champions, and I pulled him on accident. Was so excited when I got him. Richtoft the Bold. I don't know much about this guy. Was he Bannerlords? Or is he... I think it's Bannerlords. Alright, yeah, there we go. Don't know much about him, but let's go. Attacks all enemies. Decreases each target max HP by 30% of the damage inflicted. Okay. You know, potential Scarab Key candidate. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit places 5% poison debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. I like it. That's a lot of poisons, now that I think about it. Each hit places 5% poison on all enemies for 2 turns. So that, yeah, that's 3 5% poisons going out to the entire enemy team. Attacks one enemy, critical damage increased by 20% for each poison debuff on the target. Stacks up to 100%. Nice, you can get some serious damage out of him. I know I've encountered him a couple of times in arena, and when he gets to go, he hurts. But you know, he's base defense low. Base HP is actually pretty high for an attack-based champion. But yeah, I generally take out the damage dealers first, so I don't really know too much about him. Another one that I do have already is Zavia, the Poison Popper Princess, right? Also block revive. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Super cool. Attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. She doesn't stop. Attacks all enemies. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. Deals all damage from poison debuffs on the target instantly. Poison debuffs will only deal half the standard damage when the skill hits bosses. With that being said, it still slaps. I brought her into Hydra. 5-star, level 50, crap gear, did like 700k in a single hit. It's super cool. Attacks one enemy, applies a debuff spread. This is only valid when Bellinor's on the team. I don't have Bellinor, so I completely forgot this ability exists. Great base speed, good base attack, high HP, low defense. So a little squishy, but you know, still a great champ all the way around, especially with that block revive. Okay, one of the most controversial champs of the past year. Where are you at? The man, the myth, the legend, Eurogrim, the Bad Alcazar Light, now Super Light. A1, each hit, you know, attacks 2 times. Each hit has a 25% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff. That used to be 3 times with a higher percent chance. Removes all debuffs from an ally, then heals them by 40% of their max HP. That has stayed the same. I think the cooldown changed, maybe. This is the one that really, the A3 is the ability that really got hit 4-turn cooldown, used to be 3. Places 5% poison debuffs, used to be 3. On all enemies for 2 turns, and then places a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies. I believe that used to be 2 continuous heal buffs on all allies. They hurt him bad. Either way, still a good champ, just not like God tier epic anymore. Speed 102, which is good. Attack is low. He's a support champion. Defense is high because he's a support champion. Good base HP. Right. Moving on, let's go. Lizardman is where we're heading. Venomage, the Poison Queen, attacks one enemy 2 times, decreases the target's max HP by 75% of the damage inflicted if they are under a heal reduction debuff. Each hit has a 35% chance of activating up to 2 poison debuffs. So she's a poison popper in her A1. Super cool. From what I understand, I haven't put her in a Demon Lord team, but she is a Demon Lord murderer if you can work her into your rotation. Attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Also has a 75% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns if the target is under a poison debuff. Attacks all enemies, has 75% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction debuff for 3 turns. Also has a 75% chance of placing 2 5% poison debuffs for 2 turns. Solid kit. Moving on to her passive. Enemies under heal reduction debuffs inflict 15% less damage. I see her being really useful in faction wars for those bosses that heal themselves. You can block that or have their ads heal them. I don't think this works with the swap HP, but if their minions are healing them, then it would. Aura. Increase the accuracy in all battles. Decent base speed. She's a support champion, so you're not getting a lot of attack. The damage that she does comes from her poisons. Good base defense and a decent base HP. Moving on, Skinwalkers, an oldie but a goodie. Steel Skull, really useful in faction wars. A1, 10% chance of placing 5% poison debuff. That books up to, 25% chance? No, 35% chance of placing that poison debuff. A2 removes all debuffs from a target ally, then heals them by 40%. Super good in faction wars. It even pays to run maybe 2 of them in faction wars if you're lacking on the survivability side. Places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Heals all allies by 25% of their max HP. Strong champ. Look at that base speed too. He doesn't look like it, but this boy can run. Speed 111, attack 1277, but he is support champion, so that's high for that. Defense is pretty low. HP is mediocre. Okay. Moving on to last but not least. Well, maybe least. I don't know. I haven't built this guy, but I know he's a strong contender for Demon Lord teams, Clan Boss teams. For his ability, he's a lot like Fane, from what I understand. Attacks one enemy 2 times, applies a decreased defense on his A1, decreases accuracy, so that's pretty useful for Bomb, maybe even in Hydra, I don't know. Applies a decreased accuracy, as well as a 5% poison debuff for 3 turns. And then his A3 attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. This is what makes him viable for Demon Lord, is he has poison, he has weaken, he has decreased defense, decreased accuracy, maybe not so valuable, and you don't really want to take up a debuff slot, but still, cool champ. He self-buffs with his passive too, on a 5-turn cooldown, but if his HP drops below 75%, applies a increased defense. And then when his HP drops below 50%, he applies an increased attack. This is what makes it difficult to add him to a Clan Boss team, is he grants an extra turn when the champion's HP drops below 10%. So you have to tune for that, plan for that, make sure he's not your stun target, all that jazz, right? Because it can throw off your rotation if you're running like Unkillable or something like that. Okay, so that is it for the 10X this week. I'm personally not going to be partaking, as I have most of the champs on that list. I have Urigrim, Venomage, Steel Skull, NX, Zavia, and Calvalac. The only ones I'm missing are Chogger and Richtof the Bold. But, you know, Chogger's a Void Lego. I'm probably not going to pull them with that. I know I'm nowhere near Mercy. I'm like 10 shards into my Mercy system. Something like that. Really low. And the Richtof the Bold, I don't really need them. Yeah, I don't really need them. I have better Poisoners. I have, you know, Bannerlord's done. Not really a need there to pull for this event. So that's it, guys, for the raid updates today. Let me know if you guys tried out your Chaos Ores and if they worked out for you. And, you know, let me know if you're going to be pulling for the 10x event. I'd love to see it. And if you want your shards pulled on stream, be happy to do that for you as well. That's all we got for today, guys. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.